By the way, what is doing with the Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who's at Big Finish, right? Look, yeah, let's go Big Finish for a second. So this is, oh wow, finally, it's got a date. Wow. February next year. I was just going, wow, because it didn't have a date yet the other day when I looked. And the other one has it. So let's have a look at Joe Martin. Okay, Martin. Fusion Doctor. When's that? Does that have a date? January 20. I gave up on this. Right? I gave up on this because this was announced a long time ago. Right here. Let's go to the news. We've got to go back a long freaking way. All right, where are we up to right now? March 2024. I think March 23 or March 22. I think probably March 23. Just to put it in context, I believe it was announced before the Stephen Noonan First Doctor stuff and the Stephen Noonan First Doctor and the what's the name Troughton, the new Second Doctor reign, right? It was announced before them, and that's before Doomsday, right? It was announced a long time back, June 23. Let's look at March. All right, upcoming Murray Melvin. Let's see if we see the release date. All right, as well. Maybe it's 2022. I thought it was in March. I looked this up recently. Third series, it was before this. Man, it goes. I mean, we're still in March. Oh no, now we're in February. Maybe it's 2022. Could it be 2022 when it was announced? Hang on, did I just scroll by it? No, 8th of March. Nobody's interested. Okay, maybe March 2022. Let's go all the way back. Back. Oh, they tainted that, haven't they? They tainted that. November 22. Right, so it's going to be announced. It was announced, let's say March 2022, 23, 24, 2.5 years later it comes out. I wonder if it's going to sell. I'm really intrigued to know if it's going to sell. Because I looked at this the other day where somebody was commenting about it, right? David Warner, R.I.P. And I was coming up to the anniversary of his passing, right? Yeah, so that was the first Troughton one. So it was announced before then. So I think Troughton, the Second Doctor series, was announced after this, maybe. It was just a long time ago. We're in May. Wow, let's keep going. There you go. So this was announced in April 2022. May 20, April 23, April 24, literally coming on to 3 years later. Yeah. Wow. So where's Joe Martin? Yeah. 23rd of April, 2022. Crap. That's a long time, right? So when was this actually, when did this finally go get recorded? Because honestly, this is new news. No, I mean, not that anybody gives a crap. Backstage, 2BC production, 180. Yeah, recorded out. Well, it must be recorded then if it's scheduled. All right. Oh man, do you think anybody's going to buy this? I seriously think not. Right? I seriously think not. By the way, I got the first episode of Operation Werewolf because that's the only one I wasn't interested in this month. Right, it was actually kind of an expensive month for Big Finish for me. Right, I had War Master 1, which I really enjoyed, even though no War Master whatsoever. Right, a complete absent War Master. Just started listening to this, The Conspiracy of Raven. So the problem with this is that it's very much there was a cliffhanger at the end of the last one, which I totally forgot about, where they could have done previously on Doctor Who Second Doctor Adventures. Just fill me in. I can't remember who these characters are, what's going on. This I'm looking forward to. But Operation Werewolf, as I said, I didn't order, right? And also got this. So this was an expensive month for me. That's why I didn't get the Operation Werewolf. It was 24. like 50, 66, 70, like $77 I spent so far. Right, and there'll be like another 25 if I do the Operation Werewolf, which again never sound that interesting. So this is the one I'm really on the fence about, Susan's War, because it's got Jonathan Kara's War Doctor, who I love. Jonathan Kara's War Doctor, right? It's one of my favorite things they do. Like, it totally is one of my favorite things to do. And the first box set was brilliant, right? First box set was absolutely fantastic. Caroline Ford was very much on it. This is what Susan did during the Time War. And the first box set was just brilliant, right? But this is written by Sarah Cassidy and Peter Angelis. Well, Peter Angelis, I give, is probably going to be quite good. Okay, let's see what the stories are about. Oh, there's a trailer as well. Story one, The Lost Son. Still reeling from meeting her grandfather back on Earth, Susan is assigned to assist. Again, stop carrying on directly from box sets from how many years ago? What? Like, when did this come out? 2020, 4 fucking years ago. I can't remember 4 years ago. Susan is assigned to assist a mother in the search of her son. Priestess Veselana is the new ruler of her world, and so it sounds a bit like chick Doctor Who, basically, doesn't it? With someone Gallifrey is keen to recruit as an ally, but strange forces are at work on Mistress, and Susan's empathy becomes a weapon to be used against her. Could be good. A key ally to Gallifrey has winked out of existence. Well, clearly they lost the one. Okay, you just pulled the ending. When Susan investigates the disappearance of this gifted politician and strategist, she finds someone else is also interested in the changed timeline. The interloper is her grandfather, but this version of the Doctor is from the future of the Time War, and she's not the man Susan remembers. So that sounds interesting to me. Right, that really. How many discs is this? 3? Oh, so it's 2 1-point stories. That's why. I know. I mean, I really like the last one. But that's what everyone I'm on the fence about. This one, look, it might be great, but they scared me off with the last one, which I thought was cack. Right, I really thought that last one was here. The last one was this, the Quinn dilemma, right? And it was bringing together a bunch of different Six Doctors throughout their timeline in a rather convoluted storyline that was lightweight and didn't really do much, right? So I was just, I was not that enamored with it, right? So this one is doing more the same because it's still whatever anniversary, and it's called The Trials of a Time Lord. I guess the 40th anniversary celebration continuing courtesy of Ludosphere Corporation with the greatest adventure ever streamed. Responding to a distress from an old friend, Dr. and Mel find themselves in Siberia, a prison camp run by an even older foe. But this time, Cybele's machinations are just the tip of the very sinister iceberg, one that will test the Doctor to his very limit and beyond. We hope you're hiding behind the sofa because Trials of the Time Lords are about to begin. Yeah, I'm kind of sick of this very self-referential winky to camera, right? So we have kind of shitty-looking Cybermen, Davros in it, old Perry, and whoever that is, Van Statten on the TV. Who's that on the TV? On the Time Scoop. Let's see who's in the cast. David Banks, John Colsher is Stricklefen and Stunrib. Don't know who they are. Right? Don't know who they are. But, so no, I do know. I'm not getting this. Right? This one, however, because the first episode was very good, you got me on board for. Right? And I do. I'm a bit of a sucker with David Warner. So okay. So it will be 11:51 plus. This is a must-have, right? I am so up for this. You have a trailer out yet? Generally speaking, I love the Jonathan Carey young War Doctor. He's perfect, right? He's to me, he sounds indistinguishable, right? And I do like you've got a lot of the McGann TARDIS going on there in the background, which is pretty cool. All right, and that's Morbius the Mighty. So Morbius was quite good in the Dark Gallifrey. He's been good in most things, right? Who's the woman? But here, this is what I like about it. It's a longer form story. It's a 3-disc story. The War Doctor has been forced out of the fight, and the battle has moved on in his absence. There are new powers, new anomalies, and new excuses for him to keep his distance. But with Cora, his nurse, to keep him company on the planet on Lol. I have a bit of a lull on Lol. The War Doctor is content to leave his old life behind. But something is stirring in the depths of the Twisted Planet, an old embittered foe that harbors a terrible grudge against the Doctor. And when a chance encounter gives this enemy the chance to escape, nobody is safe for his quest for vengeance. Okay, this sounds very cool. The depths of the stormy valley, Morbius will rise. This sounds very cool. I like Tim Foley work. So that for me is a must-have, right? I'm going to definitely get that. River Song, no. So, okay, so I do next with that. That's 2432, 34, 35, 83, 34, 85, 34, 83. Am I going to add $16 on top of that? I don't know. What's in September? No, I'm out. Leave me alone. Great Beyond. No, that looks like it's going to be shit. This, yes. I feel bad not getting this, right? I feel bad not getting this because I had every other Bernie Summerfield story. Who's writing it? That's the question. James Goss. Oh, don't you tempt me. I'm very tempted for this one. Again, I like this strategy. However, this I felt was a bit of a duffer of an idea, right? I mean, it's a very, very good idea, but also a bit of a duffer of an idea. You see a Doctor Who story being recorded live. It's totally sold out, right? You can't get it. Now, the value in this is the story. I mean, not the story, it's the live recording, right? That's the thing that actually makes people want to buy it, interested in it. I think the story is meh, right? I'm not really that interested. Robert Valentine, but there should be. Is it how many discs? 2 discs. I mean, there should be, like at least a documentary about the live shooting of it, the live recording. If you sold this as a box set with a DVD of the live recording and the CD or a digital release of it, yes. You couldn't stop me from buying that. That sounds great. I mean, I'm very tempted because it's got like a lot of good elements in it. It's got Paul McGann, India Fisher, Nicola Briggs, Anthony Queen, and Nisha Naya. Never heard of that. Her as Emily Barnfather. I mean, you got the Master, the Dalek, Charlie, the Doctor, and Emily Barnfather. I mean, it's not really that inspiring. I don't know. And then in October, we don't know. I think I'm done with these Uncharted. I'm kind of bored with it, right? It's the one with what's her name? The woman from Night of the Doctor. Look, the last Joe Jones one I got was fucking awful. It was just like woke shit. I'm staying away. Yeah, I think I might get the Bernie Summerfield one. But look, there's no Dark Gallifrey in October. What happened with that? What happened with Dark Gallifrey? Did they remove it from the schedule? Wow. No. But they have. Dark Gallifrey's just totally vanished. That's really weird. All right, let's go to the last part of it. Master Part 2. War Master 3. Okay. Wow, April 2025. Not going that well now, is it? blimey, this is a 26-part story, and they're delaying it. How many months? It's like that. Wow. Again, that can't be good news. This is September. Wait a minute. September. Oh yeah, August, September, July, August, September. Then they're missing October, November, December, January. Wait, what is it, mate? What is it again? It's taking like a 5-month break. April. So October, November, December, January, February, March. Okay, it's literally taking a 6-month break. So this happened yesterday and really pissed me off, right? Really, genuinely, properly pissed me off. So Big Finish's Once and Future was their 60th anniversary venture, which was really quite good. Here, let me pull up from Big Finish. Hang on. Big Finish. And it was kind of dumb, but generally speaking, it really, really worked as an anniversary special. They had a couple of really good standout moments in it. One second, we go over here. Once and Future. Doink. Here, 1 second. How do I sort by oldest first, right? So the basic premise of it, the Doctor was hit with this this time weapon, right? And he kept regenerating it, like warping into his older bodies. And generally speaking, it actually worked quite well. I didn't realize till like the 3rd or 4th part that his clothes changed as well, which I thought was kind of dumb, but I guess you could have had an explanation for that. So you had the first part, again, was a Tom Baker one, which was okay. It was like a big smorgasbord. It had Tom Baker, Sarah Jane Smith, and the modern unit, and Rufus Hound being the meddling monk, right? So that was good. Then you had the artist at the end of time. That was one of the weaker ones. It was the 5th Doctor and his daughter, Georgia Tennant, they're all looking for clues why he's degenerating. This was, I think, probably one of the best ones, the Sylvester McCoy one, where he was taken out of his mission for an episode. And he had to go on a covert mission to kidnap Davros, because Davros wanted to defect, and that really worked, right? That was actually a really genuinely great episode. But again, as like an anniversary special, they just kind of frothy fun. Once and Future 2's Company, that was okay. It was Colin Baker with an older, what's the name? Harry Sullivan, and it was made a lot stronger by Jackie Tyler, and also had Michelle, what's the name in it, as Lady D'Souza. Again, I mean, generally speaking, I found this whole range enjoyable, right? Genuinely enjoyable. Then the 5th part was the David Tennant one, with David Tennant, Missy, and War of the Worlds with the Paternoster gang. That totally worked, right? Those are the 2 standout parts of it. Really disappointing, called Time Lord Immemorial, where they had, I thought this was going to be David Warner's last turn as a Doctor, so I was like excited to get it, but it was a really disappointing episode, right? And also it had the Luminate in it, which is a nice female master. I'm just, oh God, it just didn't like that character at all. And then they all wrapped up in Once and Future, the Union, where they basically explained what was going on, right? But they said next year will be one called Coda. You're going to get an extra one next year. So I bought the whole set up front, and I found out that this is the final episode. I'm like, what? So Bernie Sandville, great. War Doctor, great. Queen Elizabeth, great. Vord, great. The Fugitive Doctor, fuck off. All right? I mean, genuinely speaking, fuck off. And it finally made sense now, because I was trying to work out. They announced the Fugitive Doctor and the Call Me Master series we looked at it last time, like April, is it 22? it was a long time, right? It was a long time till it came out, right? And now they're booked in for next year. They're scheduled for next year. So I thought they'd given up on making these, right? I genuinely did. But now I realize what they were doing, what their plan was. Their plan is to wait till everybody kind of forgot how much they hated them. That's why they waited till after the Shooting Gatwa season, when they thought Doctor Who would have been reinvigorated again and, really doing great and everybody loves it again. And now they can look back in fondness. No, right? No. So this was just I wouldn't have bought the series if I known that this was the plan, right? I certainly wouldn't have asked this. So I commented, really big finish. There would have been no way I would have ordered this had you been open and honest about your plans, which is why I suspect you weren't. I hope there'll be no problem in issuing a refund. Well, I asked them yesterday, no response as yet. I am telling you, if I don't get a refund, I am done. I'll still listen to Big Finish, but I'll pirate it. I'm not buying another thing if they do not give me a refund for this. Bait and fucking switch, right? It's ridiculous. But then the douchebag who runs their social media, I think he sees this, right? And he sees there is quite a lot of backlash going on, right? So then they post this. She's the Doctor, whether you like it or not. Now, what does this emoji mean? Smiley face with smiling eyes. So he's like all idiot millennials, right? Like all idiot Gen Zs, right? Which this person clearly is. They're so happy to see people like me upset. Like, yes, she's the Doctor. Oh, really? Oh, fine. Take my money then. Take my money. Oh, yeah. Well, if she's the Doctor, fuck you. I'm sorry. Everything post-Capaldi is fanfic, according to a large enough section of fandom. Now, I love Doctor Who, but everything that's happened since then is fucking awful. So anyhow, I replied to this idiocy. I go, oh yeah, I'm sure these will sell. Will sell just as well as your Tom Baker releases. Big Finish. We love to put ideology over profit. So I just don't buy them anymore because of that and the cost. So this guy goes, words have meaning. I'm like, really? Both the words marriage and woman have been radically redefined in recent years. In the case of woman, it's now defined as the opposite of what that used to mean, right? And so he goes, what are you talking about? Used to be women didn't have penises, right? Used to be. I really wasn't about words and meanings. I have no idea. So he said, what are you talking about? Well, what are you talking about? Following the canon, says Fitz Oliver, following the canon set by TV series isn't ideological. It is when that canon is nonsensical nonsense driven by racist ideology. Always important to turn it back on them. Always, because it is a racist ideology. In this case, the racism represented by tokenism. That's why, for me and much of fandom, everything after Capaldi is fanfic. Just as much as nonsensical idea of a war doctor. How is that nonsensical? I don't know. Well, how does that break canon in any way? It was a really clever addition, right? Because it didn't upset canon at all, right? It just added to it. Timeless Child destroyed canon, which is why I think a plurality of fans disregard it, right? I think that's the reason, because I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, right? For most people, it's interesting to see what episode does that, because wasn't one of Game of Thrones that did that. I don't know. There was an episode of like the last season of Game of Thrones, so everybody just went. And it was before the last episode where everybody just went, "Oh, fuck off! Yeah, fuck off with your shit!" Right? What episode was that? I said, well, the main rule in reinventing canon is it has to be good. That's why the Deadly Assassin reinterpretation of Gallifrey stuck. Plus, the War Doctor sat neatly into established canon. Doctor Who doesn't, and there was no attempt for it to do so. Yeah, you know why there's no attempt to do so? Because Chris Chibnall's laziness and inability to write, right? That's why there was no attempt to make it sit with the rest of Doctor Who, because it was too complicated. He just wanted there to be a mysterious black woman doctor show up, right? That's it. You want to do because it's all identity politics driven, which is why Big Finish fuck you up the arse. There's no way, which I don't really want to do, but there's no way I'm paying for this. You did, it was a bait and switch, which you're pretty used to there at Big Finish. It could have been worse. They could have given an audio with Jodie, yeah, but if they could get her, right? I don't think so. Look at okay, now it gets Bizarroville, right? Look at the replies from people who are excited to buy this. You're making the mistake of assuming that the majority of Doctor Who fans are as racist as you are, but they're not, right? Again, look, there were 39 replies, right? At most, you got 25 people happy. That's not a huge number, douchebag. So I said, why do you think I'm racist? It's so bizarre. Honestly, how does your brain even make the mental gymnastics to come to this insane conclusion? It's because they have no argument, says Danny. You're right there. And no argument. They do. No argument. Do they try and silence you because you prove them wrong? You prove their beliefs wrong, and they don't like it. That's entirely what it is. It's a weird religious thing. So here, Ben Wood. Ben Wood said, ideology equals black people. What? No. Ideology equals shit and tokenism. Yeah, just shut up already, dumbass, says this 14-year-old who isn't buying this anyway. Do you not see how insanely racist you are? I reply, why on earth do you think I, or pretty much anyone, has any problem with black people? You need to be able to look beyond such trivialities like identity. Honestly, people like you have Martin Luther King turning in their graves. Please explain the ideology in this post and enlighten me. It connects to the Chibnall era, which was entirely built on racism, on racist ideology of tokenism, and did so at the cost of coherent and engaging storytelling, which is why it was roundly rejected by the viewing public, right? So most replies to this were positive because, Big Finish sycophants. Big Finish, we love sycophants. Akhtu says fanfic only, and the Doctor died when Capaldi started his regeneration. I tend to agree with you, right? But they can't have it. They can't exist. No. That's what they're like. Weirdos, right? Weirdos. No, she isn't, whether you like it or not. I have my own canon. And again, this isn't something going out for free, on BBC. This is a product you want me to pay for. It's not going to happen, right? It is not going to happen. And again, they don't refund me. I can BitTorrent, or I know where to download all Big Finish releases. I will do that, and then maybe I'll pay for it if I like it, if I think I might listen to it again, right? But no, there's no way you can treat people with fraudulent business practice, which is what this is. This bait and switch is a fraudulent business practice. And how did this one come out? Something like everything wrong in Big Finish in one cover. Yeah, look, people aren't too. Yeah, I wish you could have done this as the coder. Seriously, I consider this non-canon. Anything tainted by the timeless child nonsense is non-canon to me, and I'll be avoiding it. So at least I can skip this, as did many others in the series. And again, look how people melt down. How dare you? How dare you not mindlessly agree with us? No, don't invalidate me. Don't invalidate me. And that's what's going on. Your future interaction with anybody of note from the real Doctor's timeline undermines the very premise of the nonsense character. This is random fanfic. Come on now, let's not do the whole Star Wars Lord of the Ring gatekeeping. No, we're not gatekeeping. I'm saying don't fucking con me and take my money to sell me this shit. You have to know this is shit. That a lot of fandom think this is irredeemable shit, right? I am like again, this is not something that's just appearing on the screen, right? That this is like you're asking people to pay for, and I have already paid for it, right? Cry more. Like, I don't understand why you think that's a good look for you, right? Good. Nobody asked. Well, actually, they did. Please shut the fuck up. Again, don't con me in having a secret lease to take my money. I think that's quite reasonable, don't you? So the plot of this is the fugitive doctor going out to try and capture the war doctor. What a shame. What a shame that is. Never mind. So let's see, what were they thinking with this nonsense? Well, if they really could have pulled Doctor Who back, right? They really genuinely could have pulled Doctor Who back. They said, nah, not so much, none of that, not really interested in pulling Doctor Who back. No, don't want to pull Doctor Who back. I think there's no way we could admit this wasn't the bestest ever, right? Because you're morons, that's why. So let's see what polls of insanity Russell Davies had for us today. When SFX catches up with showrunner blah, 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 fine. I won't read it all verbatim. Why did you include a glimpse of Richard E. Grant's Doctor when the Doctor is scanned in Rogue? Because it's all fan fiction now. Everything fan. Fun! Enormous fun! Absolutely, literally, so much fun! Well, maybe you should stop stroking your fucking dick and make Doctor Who, right? We talked about that many times with Kate and Bryony. Just fun, a joke. It's funny. It's not. It's not, because that whole episode was about the Doctor trying to get his leg over, right? So intensely non-doctorish. And don't tell me it's a love story. It's not. It's not. It's a sex story. I sat in the office with writers Kate Herron and Bryony Redmond, and they just thought, an unknown Doctor. That's what the script said, because we had to work out who to get and how we could get them. He should have got Robert Holmes in a week. That would have been way more annoying. I quite like Richard E. Grant, don't be wrong. And he was so up for it. He went into the studio, especially he went into Soho for a special photo shoot. For that, you have to clear this with people. You have to kind of book him. He wasn't paid the fee. He would have been paid to be a doctor, obviously, but he was so up for it. He went. I'm sure he did. Very last minute. Well, again, that's nothing like no planning, because we weren't sure whether to do it or not. Partly because we're busy. Well, how are you so fucking busy? You did 8 episodes a year, and they were mainly garbage, right? How are you so fucking busy? And there was a lot of extra paperwork just to do that. But we kind of watched the Parade of Doctors and just sat and went, we got to put an extra one in. So the idea was just do an unknown Doctor. Will you fuck off with this? With your dilution of the character. Oh, they've really taken a shit on this show. It does seem you're having more fun with this whole thing. We're having fun with the ratings as well, Russell. No, I think you shot a brick, didn't you, when you saw the overnights come in? Because, nobody cares about the overnights anymore. Well, really? I think you do. It does, and he knows what the real figures are, which are a lot worse. It does. Yes, exactly. Yes. Sometimes the things online are taken very seriously. But we had fun during the Matt Smith era. That was fun Doctor Who. This is just weird queer fanfic. That's not very good with a guy who you're convinced is the greatest thing ever because you want him to come in your mouth, I think, right? I think that's what's going on. But most people just burst out laughing. It doesn't presage anything. It's not the return of the Schalke Doctor from 2003 animated screen. Curse of the Fatal Death. No, I don't know. It's the Schalke Doctor to me. But I'll be honest. I'm the best as ever. Oh, I'm so wonderful. Mavity. God, we're going to talk about Mavity in a minute. God help us. I wrote to Schalke writer Paul Cornell the night before saying, please watch tomorrow because there's such a treat in store. And he was so delighted because it's really nice. Oh, yeah, you're in the super gay episode. Because it's really nice that you can do things like that. Where that was a nice moment between me and Paul. We're old friends. They go back decades. It was lovely. Your friend Paul is a douchebag. Your friend Paul is a woke douchebag. Great writer, but a woke douchebag. A little bit of payment there because I created the Ninth Doctor with Schalke and was completely replaced with Chris Eccles and blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, wait, there's more we need to say. So how nice to go all these years to go back and go to take a little lean back and sort of say the door's now open thanks to the Timeless Child. That's one of the reasons we hate it. We used to like it when Doctor Who had internal consistency, right? And yeah, don't cry to me about Mordred Undead. You could squint and make that work. They never before worked to undo canon. For some totally bizarre reason, right? Totally bizarre reason. And you come in on your you come in and own your Doctor again. Really, it's not just fun. It's a nice thing to do. Oh, fuck me. You know, you're so concerned about being considered nice. In season 2, Commander, Verada Seether appeared in Boom. Yeah, this is what happened. They needed to blame someone for the complete failure. This was back in, like when the first couple of episodes coming out. I think she was probably fired after the Christmas special, would be my guess, all right? When that underperformed, and it did underperform, all right? It was very. I think they needed to they basically blamed her. I think, and I think her main crime was being straight, white, and very, very hot, right? And so that's how they got rid. That's why I think they got rid of Millie Gibson. Verada Seether was very good in Boom. I don't want to take that away from her at all. She was very, very good in Boom, but she was there. They knew her. It was easy, right? It was like they needed to plug a hole quickly, and Verada Seether was there, right? So that's what happened. Let's see the bullshit story they're going to try and sell us. Let's see. Well, I think we might as well just be simple with this because we've already said she's not coming back as Monday Flynn. It's one of those simple situations like Freema. Yeah, I understand. When you cast a great actor, you need a new companion. Yeah, you need because you fired Millie Gibson. Need a new companion. On the 50th day of the Boom, I was already feeling and loving her. She was excellent. I mean, very genuinely excellent. Every time I watch her, I think, God, she's brilliant. I literally think she's brilliant. I used to watch her thinking, God, what a shame we can't work with her again. But I went, Russell, you said this was all the plan. You said, oh no, Millie Gibson in the second season. Absolutely. And it was always a plan to have a different companion. Always a plan. Really? So why were you casting her as you were filming Boom? Wouldn't you cast her at the same time? Right? Wouldn't that made more sense? No. Oh, you know what doesn't make sense? Because you're lying, right? You're a lying little cunt. Every time I watch her, I go to blah, blah, and I think, God, what a shame we can't work with her again. I was thinking, should we go back to the 51st century and meet her again? And then suddenly went, oh, let's just cast her again. We've done that before. Lovely. The relief that went around the entire production and BBC, everyone, oh, great. Yeah. Why do you need release? Oh, right, because you were in the shitter. You're in the shitter because you had to fire Millie Gibson. And you didn't know what to do, right? And yeah, so everybody was everyone was very happy that you found her, right? So you didn't even have to audition. Yes, I know. We invited her to come in for a meeting, but she thought she was coming in to audition, and it was the other way around. It's like we were auditioning. We wanted her to like us so much that she was. That she'll want to come back. We had a great meeting, the kind of stuff that made them delighted. Lovely, good stuff. Every completely new character again in a completely new story. That's the Christmas episode. That's a great new story that will run across 8 episodes. Oh, right. But again, I thought this was all planned. Oh no, yeah, I forgot. You're lying. Breaking the fourth wall happens a few times, but hasn't been resolved. It's never going to be. This is what Doctor Who is now. It's a silly show. It used to be a really good, intelligent show for smart kids. Now it's just a silly show that kids don't watch at all. Oh, we're doing so well with the Democrat. No, you're not, you lying cunt. You're not. You're up, was it, 0.8% over the Chibnall era. Yeah, no, you're not doing so incredibly. This is the most watched thing the BBC has done by most watched by 16-year-olds. Yeah, because they're not interested in anything you do. That hasn't been explained, and it might never be, frankly. It's never going to be. Why? Because they are lazy storytellers nowadays. It's very interesting. When Doctor Who officers, we know exactly why that happens, and yeah, I'm showing no sign of putting that on screen. There is actually a reason for it. That was in the very early draft of the Star Beast. But I see no need to explain it whatsoever. Yeah, because that would just make it make sense and not be shit. What? Who has a need for that? Right? Who has a need for that? But I see no need to. My sister watches it and she doesn't blink. She actually, okay, again, fine. She actually doesn't blink when a character turns the camera and gives them a wink. I mean, you would if it was Pride and Prejudice, and we used to would if it was Doctor Who, right? That would be odd. But there's something showy about Doctor Who. There's something proscunum arch. Never heard proscenium arch. What the hell does that mean? Let me come back. Let's read that again. Oh, God. It's Isaac Newton. Yeah, that's exactly how I expect Isaac Newton to look. How do you spell that? I could only read it, and I can't spell it. Proscenium. Proscenium arch. What the hell is that? Is a frame decorated with square tiles that form a vertical rectangle separating the stage mostly from the lower curtain. Okay, whatever. Okay, it's just like that. There's something arch about it. Full stop. I think it's a program which can very happily turn to its audience. It's a very fine, very simple tradition made by very simple people. Hi, I'm Isaac. Fuck off. And what about Gravity being renamed to Mavity? Oh, but that was another stupid idea I had. It was so insanely stupid, I couldn't stop having it. It's not resolved. It's permanent. It's absolutely permanent. That's what Gravity is. It's funny. It's very funny. You need somebody to sit around with you and go, that's not funny. Right? It's very funny. It makes me laugh and it's staying. Whoa, bangs death. Oh, marvelous. It's enormously funny. No, it's not. All the comic strip people are having to do it. All the novel people are having to do it. How funny is that? It's shit. Oh, how funny is that? It's about as funny as the lowest rating figures of all time. Fucking hilarious, right? And these rating numbers are bullshit. So funny. How funny is it that you completely failed? Right? That it made no cultural impact. Your shitty Doctor Who, right? It made no cultural impact whatsoever. I can't imagine with it. I think people are kind of looking for a plot in it. I can't imagine what that would be. Yeah, because it's so shit. We can't believe you made this Doctor Who. What on earth would that be? I don't know. You came up with the idea, Mavity. Dumb moron. If anybody came up with a good plot based on the fact that a word had changed two of its consonants, then good luck. Well, again, if you can't think of anything to write around it, then why are you doing it? He said having built entire plots around puns, more like buns. In the end, it's so immensely creative. It's not creative. It's shit. God, all these buzzwords you tell yourself to try and convince yourself you're not shit. You're shit, right? You're shit. All of us for years have juggled with the notion of a fictional series that exists between Patrick Troughton, Regeneration, and John Pertwee, and they call it 6B. It's a great fan superstition because it's because of the comic strip. The Doctor escapes instead of having being regenerated by the Time Lord. He escaped to Earth for a bit, and then he turned into John Pertwee. So there's a gap in the narrative. Well, yeah, Big Finish are doing it. There's a gap in the narrative where people write stories. The whole Big Finish is dedicated to gaps in the narrative, writing. So actually, it's very creative and very funny. One day, you can probably rest. You can probably rest assured that in 30 years' time, somebody will write a novel in which the Mavity gravity pun turns out to be absolutely essential. And then they'll say, "Oh, Doctor, you always meant to do it from the beginning." No, they won't, because nobody's. If you stay on this course, Russell, no one's going to be writing Doctor Who in 30 years, right? Unless they revive it and forget your piece of shit era. Someone will write the novel about gravity, and essentially the Doctor uses the word, use it to save the world. Look, you missed out a letter, so he says, and he presses the button so you can happily hand over that to the viewerships. Okay, it might take the piss out of the discourse, but it's actually terribly creative. Oh, stop telling me how creative you are. It's not, right? You telling me it over and over again does. It's like saying, what's the thing they say? Agenda 25, Plan 25, 2020, Plan 2025. It's this new scare thing that the Democrats are doing to say that Trump's the worst as ever. Sign 2025. Okay. And I kind of know that leaving gaps show that this is not a gap. It's a plot hole. It's different. It's not a gap. You know, the going from, Patrick Troughton to John Pertwee wasn't a plot hole. It was a gap. Right? I know by leaving gaps it shows that this gets filled. It doesn't remotely bother me that the woman in 73 yards doesn't get fully explained. I'm glad you're fine with it, right? I'm glad you're happy with it. Doesn't get explained at all. Nobody, again, this is just a lazy hack trying to justify being a lazy hack. I know exactly what's going on, and I haven't seen anybody else guess what's going on. So why not fucking tell us? That's your job. You're a storyteller. Oh, no, how marvelous. It's just in my head. Oh, isn't it marvelous? Oh, God, maybe you could take a break from Shooty sucking your dick and so you can get some fucking work done. But it's actually very clear what's going on. But that's creative. Let people be talking about it for years to come. It's not clear what's going on. Yeah, you've become a talentless hack, right? Basically. Were there many scenes that were cut for time? Could we get a director's cut of episodes in the future? One of the writers asked me for next year about a director's cut or something, and we can't afford to do that. Stop making it so expensive. It's not to its benefit at all. Honestly, go to the 4K project, Doctor Who 4K project. You get 4K Doctor Who, and especially the TV movie. Looks fantastic, right? Looks fantastic. On the shoestring budget, they made it. I know there's one scene. We deliberately cut out the end of Devil's Cord. Really? And you kept in. There's always a twist at the end. Actually, because they run onto the rooftop, and there was a scene where the Doc says, "Oh, time's gonna go crazy now. Music flooding back in, and everything's gonna start be strange for 10 minutes." To sort of explain why they burst into song. Well, fuck me. Why don't you really? Why couldn't you just explain that? I'm actually kind of speechless at how stupid you're being. Every creative decision Jocelyn Davies has made has been a bad one. I can't think of one that's worked out well. Millie Gibson, but you fired her. We did shoot that, existed as a scene, and then we watched it, and that's a boring explaining why you're about to burst his arms down. We don't want to bore anybody, not the TikTok generation. Why explain why you burst into song? Because it's stupid! It's completely not like Doctor Who. That's why. Ooh, why do that? Because it's stupid. Stupid, dumb fuck. Oh, my fucking God. We did exist as a scene and we watched it, but why just burst into song. So I think that scene possibly would have made a lot of people happy. Well, yeah, I'm really glad we took it out. It's only 20 seconds. You got this weird adversarial relationship with the viewer, haven't you, Russell? Like all these people. Mind you, Millie Gibson looking very good as always. This is not looking good. Oh god. It was nothing. It was everything, right? I can't think of anything else that we cut. I'm glad you didn't cut it out, right? I'm really glad you didn't cut it out because it was a real watershed moment for a lot of people. Those extra Susan Twist appearances and Legend of Ruby Sunday imply other adventures, none of which I'm interested in. I think Doctor has always done that. It's always been off-screen adventures. But I think they probably happened between episodes 6 and 7. They were huge prologue written with very expensive scenes that all had to be cut, in which the Doctor saw Susan Twist many times. There was a scene with a Zarbi. He went to the Vortis, and Susan Twist was an astronaut addressing the Zarbi, saying, welcome to the Empire on behalf of Emperor Ratio. And then the spacesuit got cut. Then she said in the space all got cut. What a shame. We said never happened. But in my mind, all those things still happen. Okay, Russell, this is not about what's in your idiot mind, your idiot Trump derangement and syndrome, woke arsehole, woke mind virus addled mind. It was all happening in my mind, never filmed. It was cut right at the first draft. And they came to me and said, you're 4 days over budget, which was crucial. 4 days. It was just 4 days. So that had to go. Okay. Oh, Russell, if only you had to go too, right? If only you had to go too. Hey, kids, fuck the cast report. Let's have chicks with dicks. Okay, then. Okay. Man, it's such shit, right? It really is such unadulterated, unending shit. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.